think slam poetry matters for a lot of different reasons. First, it's a way for many people's, to release a lot of anger and a lot of depression. It's very cathartic for a lot of people. I personally don't really see it that way.
I think slam poetry matters because it's a form of expression that a lot of people don't understand. They have a lot of stereotypes and ideas about slam poetry in their head that aren't true.
Like, there are a lot of people who think rating art isn't the best way to go about art. I feel like slam poetry matters because you're still learning performance skills and you're still, at the end of the day, I feel like it's not about the competition.
Because it's just something that's just really fun. A lot of people just come together in a room and just yell or just share things about themselves that you wouldn't know otherwise, and it's kind of a way to I don't know, you kind of get this window into people's lives that you wouldn't have otherwise had.
Slams, they're a different beast, man. You think of poetry, of Shakespeare and what you see in class, but a poetry slam and the competitive aspect of it is really intense.
It builds a character in the person. It definitely builds a personality, an interest, a friendship, a bond, a family. So, slam poetry just brings people together. I believe that's why it matters.
With slam poetry, you really have to keep in mind how you're going to read it out loud. And I think that's something that with most poems you don't necessarily get to do with most poetry. You can kind of play around with how it's, formatted and laid out, and you can kind of play around with misspellings and all that kind of stuff, but you can't really do that with slam poetry, so you're relying a lot on your performance, if that makes sense.
Poetry's really helped me deal with a lot of the things that have happened to me in my entire life, and it's a good way of letting out emotions that I wouldn't normally talk about, or experiences that I wouldn't normally talk about in normal conversation. I can write a poem about it and share it in PSA and have it go over very well because there are so many people that understand, and it's easier to talk about it in poetry form because I'm almost detached from the poem while simultaneously being completely enveloped in it.
At the end of the day, I feel like you're putting your passion onto a stage. At whether you get a high score or not, you put your heart on the stage, and that's all that matters.
There's a lot going on in my head, and there's a lot going on in everyone's head that we might never get to hear. And people are gonna pass away, and people are gonna move on, and people are just gonna leave things contained in their mind that need to be let out, and other people need to hear it. And slam has just been an amazing outlet to just get on a stage, and it's different from me sitting and talking to someone. And it's weird because you think on a one-on-one situation or with a small group I'd be able to just let go and let myself be, which I can at times with certain people that I trust, but it's a different feeling to get on that stage in front of a group of strangers and just let it go. PSA, Poetry Slam Association, Poetry, PSA, Poems.